and welcome to this week's fiasco, known as London by Gaslight.
Fucking true.
A late Victorian age Vampire the Masquerade chronicle set in 1892. And for realism this week, Thurston's Internet is also set in 1892. Awakening! For a night in City of London this week.
Huh?
It's fucking delayed.
Is Thurston of the Nosferatu, portrayed by Nitro Typat. Please do a Nosferatu! Rouse check power up for me, please.
What? Can you say hi?
Wonderful. Aldrich of the Clan of Shapers, portrayed by Bully from Tablegoth. Please do a rouse check to awaken from your torpor state. Wonderful. Alistair from the Clan of the Moon, portrayed by Tina. Please do a rouse check to awaken from your torpor state. And last but not least, Eveline, the daughter of Cacophony, portrayed by Miss Hutz. Please do a rouse check to awaken from your torpor state. Excellent. No one's getting extra hungry tonight.
Okay, no car yet.
We start slightly earlier in the week at Alistair's Haven. Thurston has been invited over to enjoy tea with his mad friend. Alistair brings Thurston down into his haven, and the smell of freshly brewed hot tea fills the air. Thurston takes in the surroundings of Alistair's haven. Despite being a relatively modest area of the city, the haven itself features meagre table and wooden chairs. Alistair seems to have placed a piece of red cloth over the table in an attempt to brighten the place up and give a semblance of formality. Thurston places himself down in a hard seat and is grateful that he is no longer the soft mess of flesh he was when he had a pulse. Alistair takes his cast-iron kettle off the hob and pours hot water into a teapot, placing it upon the table in front of Thurston, and takes a seat in front of his Nosferatu guest.
Hi.
Hello, young Alistair.
How are you doing that?
How am I doing what?
Your mouth moves first and your voice comes later.
It's a new Nosferatu trick I've been working on.
You know, I've been thinking I want to do the same thing, except my mouth's gonna move, but no noise comes out. You hear it in your head.
Why do you have to move your mouth still?
Oh, I guess I don't. But it would be cool because I don't know, maybe I could say something in your head but be looking at evenly, and then everybody would be real confused. That would be fun.
Even me, yes.
I start to do the tea, like my tea, like real awkwardly.
Just for the
Sorry,
sake
I
of
didn't really
Englishness,
clean.
how are you doing the tea?
Incorrectly, I'm Malkavian. Fuck you. I start. It looks like I'm about to do it right, and then I just mess it up.
He puts the milk in first, then any sugar, and then finally pours in the hot liquid afterwards. The tea is not brewed
And stir it
correctly.
with my pinky. Yeah. Sorry, I didn't clean before you came over.
Andy. I guess I can't really complain, but not quite the decor I was expecting. Although I don't know what I was expecting.
I mean, not everybody gets to live in a demon house.
That's true. Although, I believe there's enough room if you ever want to.
Oh yeah. Sir Drake moved out. Maybe I can have his room. I had to bring my ghost.
I'm sorry, you're what?
We talked about this before. I have a ghost.
I feel like that's something I would
You would what? I didn't. Yeah, cut out.
I'd recall.
No, I've talked about it before. Actually, I think we talked about it in front of Aldrich. That's why he doesn't want to come over here.
What kind of ghost is it?
Says he's my girlfriend, but it doesn't really act like it.
Sorry, what was that first part?
Oh, I said she says she's my girlfriend, but she doesn't really act like it. She's much more rude. Throws things.
Well, I feel of girlfriend and mine, but I can imagine that most ghosts are confusing when it comes to the things that they say.
What kind of things should they say?
Well, they can say all kinds of things, but they don't often make sense.
You ever had a girlfriend tell you to dig up her body?
I'm sorry.
When he gives me that response, I'll just go, "Oh, I'm sorry," and I'll cast Cloud Memory on him.
Show me cloud memory. Okay. Thurston, you are defending with wits and resolve.
2. Oh.
Clicked it.
Yeah, your internet's bad tonight. Oh,
There we go.
good.
Alistair, spoken about this, I wish you not do those types of things on me.
Sorry, you just seem surprised.
I mean, I am a little bit. I'm a little slow tonight, so many things surprise me.
Why does that surprise you? I mean, you all seem to come to accept the fact that I'm a little bit crazy and say crazy things. You all accepted the fact that Sir Drake just went around killing people for whatever reason he wanted.
I'm killing people.
You're gonna have to redo that whole thing. How about you type it out to Shiver, and Shiver can RP as you?
Well, Alistair, I'm just
Trying to
going
do
to
a
stand
scene
in
by-
the corner for the rest of this scene, and you just do your own thing. It's fine.
Do a scene from Stand By Me, hand him a stick, want to go poke a dead body?
I hate the fact that all of that made it through.
But you're right. He did go around killing people for his own reasons. What do you have?
Say that again.
What point?
I don't remember who it is that you're talking about. Who is this person? It just means nothing to me. This tea is shit.
He gets to do his own tea. I don't do his tea. I did my tea.
I'm service is this. You didn't even pour my tea.
I don't know why he's slowly turning into Harry, but he is slowly turning into Harry.
My point? I don't know. I say things and I get weird looks from everybody. Like Aldrich just is passively giving me weird looks when I just say stuff that comes to my head. Like, just stuff comes to my head. If you had this many voices in your head, you would just say random stuff too.
I guess you're right. So I guess with an overwhelming number of voices, lose your.
It would make you lose your connection to the internet, and then you'd just be completely screwed and wouldn't know what to do. Alistair, why do you let small children hang around in your haven? That's very unsavoury.
It's very dangerous.
1890s ShrekNet.
Maybe I kick Thurston out and call up Evelyn. That'd be it.
So, Alistair, what exactly was the occasion for calling me over this evening?
To hang out. Figured we'd just hang out. We're kind of the outsiders of the group. I mean, you look like a baby after it's been left in the bath for 3 hours. I'm a little bit crazy.
I guess.
I just figured we'd hang out.
This weird flesh crafting he likes doing.
Oh yeah, that's really crazy too.
I'm still waiting for him to fleshcraft me something pretty.
Baby, no. Go sit down.
You should beat those children more often, you know. They clearly don't know their place. What is she, 5? She's old enough to go up a chimney.
We killed Christmas, remember? Is Thurston back?
I think so.
We can do this again later on. It's fine.
Yeah,
We can just move scenes.
Which brings us to the
It's
present
too hard
night.
to do it. Yeah.
The coterie have gathered together in the Whitechapel House meeting room, each taking their respective seat. Arriving fashionably late as usual is Eveline. As they each pull their chairs in, they begin to talk about their agenda for the night. Sat in the middle of the grand table is an unopened telegram sealed with a wax letter F.
Hey, can I have the empty room here?
I don't care.
Yes.
I'm not staying here all the time. Go away.
I mean, it is kind of up to him.
Yes.
You already said yes. No take backsies.
You exaggerate.
Well, he said it fancier to me. He likes me. What's that?
I opened the telegram.
Thanks, I can't read.
Telegram reads, "Good evening.
Poppycock.
In regards to binding your troublesome spirit, I believe we can do it tonight. However, I do need a suitable sacrifice, someone innocent. Acquiring such a sacrifice is not exactly my speciality. I have a suitable vessel for the spirit, and a suitable amount of salt, and I will begin placing it around the theatre tonight. Bring the ghost's fetter, its ring, and meet me at the theatre. Dr. Fountain Dyke."
I would have read the whole thing out loud.
So we have to take him a kid?
Oh, no, I mean, there's all such things as... well, yeah, it depends what it means by innocent, I suppose. But
I'm not sure how many kids in this town are innocent.
Right, there's a lot of
Get a
bad
knife?
buggers here in the city. I don't
could-
know many good people, or else I'd offer up one of my own.
We could go stake out the church and follow somebody home.
Let's kidnap a nun.
That might be a little more difficult than just following somebody home.
Well, it's not exactly innocent, too.
Good point. I mean, how
Oh, yeah,
innocent
I'm drawing
do
the
they have
blank.
to
I'm
be,
trying to
though?
think of a reliable spot to find just good folk, and I cannot. This says a lot
Do you
about
have
me.
anybody that works for you that just seems a little bit not like you? Evil?
No, not at all, really.
I think our best bet's to just stalk out the church and follow somebody home.
I think it's a good idea too. I wish I could assist in this, but I have plans for the evening, and I do not like ghosts. And I figure Miss Eveline, being the expert medium that she is, as well as the good doctor, and Alistair, you seem to have a way with these things too. It's
Away
and
with what,
Thurston's here.
kidnapping?
Hello, Thurston. No, I don't think I've ever seen you kidnap anyone. Oh, I just mean all the ghost business and whatnot. I assume
I
you
mean,
can
we have
figure
to
out
get an
how to do it.
innocent. What are we just asking this guy? Hey, we might have to sacrifice you. Could you come with us?
No, I'm saying I didn't know that was an area of expertise for you. If you
I didn't know either. I guess we'll find out.
should be easy enough. Oh, you're a convincing lot. If there's anything else you need that does not require my presence in any way, shape, or form, please let me know.
Under her voice, Eveline says, I didn't take you for a coward.
Here's the thing, Miss Eveline. My hearing is drastically improved. I wish I didn't hear that, but I can't help but hear all sorts of things, including that fucking creature you have walking around. It makes the most awful noises at all times of the day, driving me mad. But to counter your point, I find myself more of a philanthropist than a coward. Do remember the whole theater is my gift to you. It costs an exorbitant amount of money.
And I do appreciate it.
I thought you might. It just seems like a good a bonding task for the rest of you lot.
Seems a little bit backwards. I feel like the three of us are pretty close. It's you that seems to get a little further away every day.
I couldn't disagree more. I feel a true bond with each and every one of you. I think we're best of friends, in a way. Some of the closest people in my life.
Aldrich, you tried to put an eyeball on a dog's penis. That's not okay.
Did what now?
I may have thought that up. Sorry. I
Right.
get lonely at home. I think of all the things you could do. That's really weird. I know.
All right. Okay. Yeah.
You leave
No.
Mr. Cuddles alone.
Wait, does he have an eyeball on his penis?
No.
No. All right. This is my cue. Best of luck to each and every one of you. I have business to attend to. I do hope it goes well. And good
You
morning.
just leave.
Yeah, and then Aldrich will just this awkward silence will wait for a moment, then just
You-
shuffle off.
You aren't as suave as Nitro is with writing yourself out of a scene.
No.
In fairness, Nitro's had a lot more practice at it.
Look at that face. Yes. So I guess we got to kidnap somebody.
I'm surprised you didn't want to help with that.
Yeah, it's a little bit weird. What's he going to do again?
Probably steal body parts or something.
Oh, does he do? Does he have to reload? Oh, that's weird.
I don't know what he does in his room, and I don't care to know.
Wait, did
Talking
he
about
leave us the
noises in
coach?
My room.
Did he leave us the coach? Or we have to walk? I run out to the door and look outside.
Aldrich would be getting in the coach.
Do we have to walk?
My hearing's not so good. What? I'll be telling the driver to go.
Yeah, the driver will respond to you, and the coach disappears off towards the east end of the
I
city.
walk back.
We
I walk
can
back and
hire
under.
a coach.
Oh, I was gonna say under my breath. You hear me go. I'll pay him back for that.
So what are the remainders of the coterie doing?
Guess we go stalk the church and look for some young man with no woman to come walk out.
Exactly.
Confessional or something.
We'll stick with you.
When we
Nice.
hire the coach, I'll pay for it, but I will not tip. I don't know if tipping was a thing or not, but
Still
Not
not a
back
thing
then.
in the UK.
Oh, that too, yeah. But they don't get paid $2.13 an hour.
Eveline, Alistair, and some parts of Thurston head in towards the city of London proper. They avoid St. Paul's Cathedral and instead find one of the smaller churches that are dotted around the city. They exit out of their carriage and await as various people start strolling out of the church. Could you all, Eveline, Thurston, Alistair, do wits and awareness for me, please?
I'm more of an intelligent investigation type of girl.
Well, it's a good thing Thurston was with you. Because Thurston will spot a gentleman in a half cloak, dressed in all black, and a walking cane, strolling out of the church and heading with an air of confidence down the road.
I pointed out, missed most of that.
He said he points out the gentleman.
I will get out of the carriage and flag him down. Sir, can you help me?
Oh, she's good.
Good evening, neighbourino. What can I diddly do for you?
Oh my god.
You wanted an innocent.
Yeah.
There's something seems to be wrong with our horse. And I was wondering if you could help us check on it.
I'm hardly an expert on horses, miss, but I'd be willing to lend an assistance.
Oh, thank you so very much.
Okily dokily. And he will follow you
I
over
lead
to
the way
the horse,
back
yeah.
to the carriage. There's something wrong with its back hoof there.
Ah, you think it's been deshoed?
I know nothing about horses.
I peek out the little window. What does she want us to do? We're right in the middle of the open.
Well, the horse seems relatively calm. It's a fine horse. I don't see the issue.
Oh, thank you so much. Please, let me pay you for your time.
Oh, there's no need for pay. A good deed is its own reward.
You know, I am the greatest singer in the city. Let me treat you to a song.
I can't say no to a decent song.
And I would like to, if this is a thing that can be done, sing a song to lure him into the carriage. Sing and lure him along. That's a... I want to be a siren.
Shit, Thurston, she's coming.
I get you.
Backs against each other. We gotta go invisible.
Perhaps using awe? Would that help?
Show me your...
I mean, I'm supposed to be a siren. This is the first actual siren-y type thing.
Oh yeah, that'll help.
It's not an actual... Okay. Do I need to do a press check?
Manipulation.
No, free.
No, manipulation and performance. Oh yeah. The man is enthralled by your performance, absolutely mesmerized by the song as it echoes down the street. He is like putty in your hands.
I lead him into the carriage and shut the door.
Do you carry on singing whilst you're in the carriage, or do you just suddenly stop?
Once he's settled, I'd stop.
Okay.
Finish the song.
He will flash back to reality and... Oh.
Hi.
Oh! I'm so sorry. I don't know what came over me. Naturally, I shall make my exit and...
No, it's okay. We're just gonna take you home. It's a lot easier if we just drive you home at the moment. At least let us offer that. We don't have a lot of money. Our friend actually paid for this coach, and so...
Well, I suppose it would be more foolish to exit and make my own way, but I'm merely down the road there. Ever so kind of you, thank you.
I guess we take him home. We're just gonna have to follow.
Take him
Well,
to the church!
we'll come back to you so you can have a good think about how you're going to suddenly kidnap Ned
Take him
Flanders.
to the church. We just take him to the... We've already kidnapped him. We just go to the church. Or the theater, I mean.
Are you
We
gonna
gotta tell
just
the
head-
driver.
Yeah, we tell the driver.
Let you work that out.
Actually, don't tell the driver anything. We were already headed to the theater.
Aldrich goes out onto the streets of Limehouse in search of a particular prey. He surveys the street before him. At this time of night, it is not exactly deserted, and there's more than just ladies of the night. Several men are walking down the street, hurrying back from work to the safety of their home, trying to ignore the women throwing obscenities at them. He enters into one of the many poor houses in the area. There are many people all crammed into the wooden basic dwelling. The large room is filled with the sound of diseased, poor life, coughs and sneezing. A long queue runs through the centre of the wooden room. Aldrich follows it along to the front and finds a desk and hastily worked out area with a man, wearing fairly expensive-looking clothes, sat tending to those who come to him, exchanging medicine for small amounts of money. Every so often, Aldrich catches sight of the man running his eyes up and down a woman standing in front of him, whereupon he exchanges a note, alongside whatever medicine he hands over.
Uh, Drake is going to. He'll wait in line for a moment, just sort of take in the scene, watch the people, watch this doctor until he's next in the queue to walk up to the desk.
While you're in the
Yeah.
queue, do wits and awareness for me, please.
One.
You see a tall man dressed in a black half cloak. He's pacing up and down the building, and strangely enough, has a cane. He taps it into the floorway every so often, and you notice as he paces, he walks with deliberate, heavy, slow steps.
I don't recognize this man at all, though.
No.
Like that's important, but I cannot figure out why. I'll take note, but still wait until I'm up. Actually, I'll ask someone who's next to me in line. You know who that bloke is? He seems a bit out of place here.
He's right weird, actually, Gov. I mean, you're one to talk, dressed up all fancy like, but he comes in these places every so often. We just see him walk through. I swear he's just trying to take in the scene. I don't know why. I don't know where he goes. He don't do no harm, so he's generally left alone. Apparently, some bloke tried to mug him once. He didn't have nothing on him. Real weird.
Alright, interesting. Good to know. I'm going to get out of line then and approach this gentleman, because Aldrich's a bit of a paranoid individual and likes to know what the hell's going on.
You approach the man who barely even turns his eyes to you.
Good evening. My name's Aldrich. Nice to meet you. I'll put my hand out to shake.
Good evening, Mr. Aldrich. And he will not extend his hand out.
One of those, alright. I can't help but notice that you come to this place and you seem to be taking in the scenery. Talking to some of my friends, and it's making them a bit uncomfortable. I think they'd be put at ease if they knew what you were doing here, or else they might prefer you leave.
I mean no harm, sir. I'm merely appreciating the poorer end of town. Watching these EastEnders soothes me, makes me feel better about my own life.
You just come here to gloat in a way. Alright. I didn't catch your name, though. Who are you? You seem to be a man of some renown or wealth of something of the sort. To feel superior to these folk. What business are you in?
I am of no particular extra wealth or renown. My name is simply Mr. Stevens. What I do is fairly irrelevant.
I'm still curious. What is it you do?
I work in a bookstore.
Alright. Well, it's so weird that you're here. And I'd just feel more comfortable if you weren't. So if you could get going, I think you've gloated enough for today.
There are plenty of other places in the East End for me to take in. Although I am interested to know why they will not tolerate me, but tolerate you, who is quite clearly out of place here.
I don't know. I'm one of the people. I come from similar stock, you see. Who knows where you come from?
Somewhere where people are better. And he'll just tap his cane on the floor, spin on his heels, and exit out of the poorhouse.
And I'll return to that. I've waited in line enough. I'll just move to the front and approach the doctor. Take out a impressive amount of money and put it on the table. Well, I've got a bit of a medical emergency. If you wouldn't mind coming with me and helping out.
Pick up the, I assume, roll of notes or something. Well then, sir. Medical emergency. Let us make haste.
Right. I'll lead him back out to the carriage.
And he's obviously going to follow without any hesitation. You'll hear people talking amongst themselves as you leave. Angry people. People saddened by the fact that they won't be getting any medicine. As you and the doctor jump into the carriage. Is there anything you wish to discuss en route?
I'll just let him know that I've got a daughter, you see. And, well, she's been accosted by the wrong type. We want to clean the slate, so to speak. I hear you're quite efficient and discreet with your procedures. That's right.
Of course, sir. Reputation is quite important to certain people. Money is extremely important to others.
Man of reputation. I like that about you. And from what I understand, you very much earned your reputation, right?
Of course, sir. I perform miraculous medicine. All in exchange for what is a fair price, in my opinion.
Well, I hear you'll accept, or rather, might not be charging enough. Yeah, you like to take favors for your work. And men like me and you know things like that are a dime a dozen. Shouldn't be selling yourself short.
But it is merely a doctor's privilege to help those who are injured or sick and need treatment, and I believe that I ask a fair price in exchange. I do not extort anything. And if they have no money, then there are other methods of payment.
Right, that's what I'm getting at. These other methods. I think you could do better than that.
Oh, I'm flattered, sir, but you're hardly my type.
Oh no, I'm not offering my services in that way. I'm just saying I work with people, exchange that sort of thing for payment. You'll be getting a lot more for your services. That's all I'm saying. I actually grew up in wait till we get there before I start giving you a backstory. I want to get right to the procedure.
Excellent. I appreciate someone who doesn't like to waste time and get straight to the major issues at hand. Let us proceed.
Alright. And yeah, I'm just taking him back to our home. Specifically to my lab.
Okay. And we will flash back to Alistair, Eveline, and Thurston. Who are in their own carriage. With legally distinct Ned Flanders.
Bled Nanders.
heading towards the theatre. Is there anything you wish to discuss en route?
I would just try to be friendly with the guy to make him not feel weird.
Yeah, treat him like he's our best friend.
This is...
I'd sit next to him, put a hand on his knee.
This is all well and good, but the journey shouldn't really be taking this long. My house was back there. This seems a little less than wholesome, and I don't mean to offend you or any practices that you may have sexually or not sexually, but I'm not sure I'm interested in this.
You don't want to hear her sing?
I take my hand off his knee. Oh, you misinterpret us, sir.
I do?
I promised you a song. We're taking you to the theater so I can sing you a song.
Do charisma and subterfuge for me, please.
I keep trying to do, but I keep, yeah.
Well, it's because you keep getting automatic successes, quite frankly. And, yeah. And what did you say? Sorry, Thurston?
Oh, nothing. She rolled high enough. I was going to assist, but...
Okay.
She rolled ridiculous, yeah.
Well, I mean... It's very unorthodox, but... I suppose it's nearly the weekend. Very well. Very well, to the theatre. And, don't spare the horses. And you will
you
arrive.
won't be disappointed. I am the best singer in all of London.
You will arrive eventually at the theatre. You enter along the side entrance, and as you walk in, you notice a pile of bloodied salt that seems to have been placed down and runs across the entire whole building. The coterie cautiously enter into the theatre, finding it in the usual dilapidated wrecked state, but can hear the distant whispering of Dr. Fountaindyke, talking to seemingly no one. The echo of his voice gets louder as they close to the main stage and find Dr. Fountaindyke preparing various instruments on a small, solid section of the stage. Behind him is a large table with what seemed like strap restraints built into it.
Oh, is that seat for me?
Oh!
No, it's for our guest of honor.
Oh.
Brought a guest?
Yes, you asked us to bring a guest.
No, I... He's going to turn to Thurston and say, Sir, I believe she's making some sort of advance on me.
Everyone misinterprets.
No, she's not. She does that to everyone.
I leaned into Eveline. I think it's because you're a woman and they haven't really learned to accept that yet.
I think you're right.
Well, did you bring...
And I lead our guest up to the table.
Oh! I see. Please,
Seat
I'll leave
in the
that with you.
house.
I don't think there's any point in making you roll. I mean, even if Ferdinandez did fight back, find a way to punch him out. Or other. And successfully restrain him. Probably bind it so he can't talk, otherwise that's going to get really weird.
After they get him bound, I'm going to go, is he going to die?
Are you,
Out loud.
who are you asking that to, just in general?
To the doctor.
Oh, yes.
Who does that count on? Is that on all of us, or is that on...
Whoever's going to commit the murder, of course.
I look over at Thurston Evelyn. I'll do it. I don't want you all to have to suffer through that.
Before you even look at us, like, you go and meet eyes with Thurston. Because as soon as he's like, someone else has to do the murder, I immediately look at you.
Oh, you're such the gentleman.
I don't even pay attention to it.
It's quite an important part of the ceremony that comes later on. For now, there are 2 steps before we combine the spirit to this pocket watch. He brings it out.
Oh, I guess we hand him the other 2 things too: the ring and the book with the signature. Let's get it out of the way.
First, I must summon the spirit to us. Then I
Oh, that's pretty easy. He's pretty angry.
Well, then I must gain control of it. Once it is under my power, hopefully, I can then bind it. However, if I'm unable to bind the spirit, it will likely still remain here. But that doesn't mean I cannot try again. There are plenty of potential guests around London.
Wait, should we go get a backup?
Yeah. It was hard enough to get
Apparently
this
not.
one.
Apparently not. Yeah.
Then, let us begin. Or me, I suppose. I shall proceed to summon the spirit. Where did I put that fetter? It was a ring, wasn't it?
Uh-huh.
Ring.
Look on your finger.
Listen to me, I sound like a telephone. Sorry, I'm
What's a
quite
telephone?
nervous. It's a new wireless communication device. Marvelous invention. From Germany, you know.
Have you ever done this before?
A few times. Never with others here, so... Yes.
Oh, we can turn around if you'd like.
You'd still be here. I'm very much aware of that fact.
Perhaps you
Diary!
can help.
I'm hoping you will. It's very difficult to kill someone and also cover a pile of salt in your own blood. You'd think they would make this easier after centuries of perfecting the art, but...
Why are you nervous then? Because if you've always needed help before...
Generally, I prefer the company of Janos or no one. No offense. Is that offensive? I'm not sure. I'll just proceed. Nitro.
You should sing to calm him down.
Nitro, the necromancer.
What's about to do?
I was thinking the same thing.
Dr. Fountaindyke takes
As
a
I'm-
small scalpel. Sorry.
As I'm already on stage, I start singing softly. Kind of the type of song that you would sing, like not quite a lullaby, but to calm a baby down. Do you need me to demonstrate?
Eveline begins to sing Cataclysms Let Them Burn.
Totally calm. My grandma used to sing that to me all the time.
Dr. Fountaindyke proceeds to take a small scalpel, runs it along his arm, opening his arm's skin and letting his blood splash all over the fetter. And now he has to do some spirit. Yes. He shouts out to the air, demanding the spirit show itself. His voice echoes through the wrecked hall. For a brief few seconds of silence, they linger in the air, what seems like an eternity, before the silence is cracked open by the hissing sound of the theatre's only permanent occupant. Dr. Fountaindyke quickly throws his wounded arm in the direction of the spirit, throwing Vitae through the air that splashes through the spirit's form as he holds a large mallet over the blood-soaked ring. He calmly demands the spirit to follow his commands, in a display of which the coterie have not seen or perhaps even thought Fountaindyke was capable of. Another reroll. 3. He turns to the coterie. Yes! Yes, it is under my control now. Now is the time we must perform the sacrifice, if one of you would be so kind, please.
I kindly gesture to Alistair.
What do I do?
You killed the man.
No special way?
I mean, entirely up to you.
Can I see your scissors, please?
I hand him my scissors.
I just
I
walk
stuck
up and
them
stab the guy in the chest. And then turn around, lick the blood off, and hand him back to Eveline like nothing mattered.
I'll let you slip one hunger for that.
Oh, okay. My humanity's that low, so...
Yeah, and you will take 2 humanity
2.
stains. As you do
Before
this...
I put the scissors away, I wipe them off with my handkerchief.
As you do this, Dr. Fountaindyke takes his wounded arm, casting it in a circle over the pile of salt that surrounds the pocket watch. Spine spirit. You watch as the spirit fades from your view very gradually, and you notice that the pocket watch slowly gains an ethereal glow. I would like you all to do willpower check for me, please. Eveline and Thurston are absolutely fine. However, Alistair is overcome by the spirit's own emotions.
Do I cry?
Yeah. You feel extreme sadness for the remainder of the night. Sadness and frustration.
I just sit on the floor for the rest of the time, sniffling and boo-hooing.
Dr. Fountaindyke turns to you. It is done. The spirit is now...
Every time somebody gets ready to talk, I get louder.
The spirit is now bound to this watch and shall obey my command. I shall take the watch containing my payment and leave you to do with the building as you so wish. Good
That's it?
evening.
Thank you.
And before you've even said thank you, he's halfway to the exit.
Bye!
I hand Alistair my handkerchief, kind of purposely smack him in the face a little bit as I do.
I blow my nose real hard in it and hand it back.
I do not take it back.
And then at this point, we will flash forward across to Aldrich. Aldrich brings Dr. Harding to his gang's hideaway, escorting him through the corridor and into the dark, dingy back room filled with Aldrich's tools.
Right. Doctor, I'm gonna need you to look at him. Go ahead and I've got a table prepared for you. If you wouldn't mind going over there and making sure your manacles are secure. We'll use mesmerize.
That's a rouse check. I think it would be against his nature as well. So, no problem. He will look at you, glass-eyed for a brief moment, turn around without word, hesitation or question, and secure himself exactly where you told him, making the restraints especially tight.
While this is happening, I'll go on. I have an apron that I've had made that has our demonic father's symbol on it. I'll put that on, have some of my men help tighten it up, and just start going over some of my tools.
Is it cloth or leather?
Leather.
Yeah.
What kind of leather, though?
Yeah, I was going to say, this is human leather, isn't it?
Right, so I actually, me and you, it might have been a acquaintances. It's another life, maybe even this one. I grew up in places where people often use services that you offer. My mother was a working woman. I grew up same establishment. Quite nice. I mean, do not pity me. I don't mean for that. I had everything a young boy could want, but as I got older, I started to see how men like you treated certain women like that, and how this obsession with sex just seemed to be as. I always found it strange, even as a young man. It just never really. I never really got the point. All the parts of the human body that are of use and of strength and all. I mean, look at this, and I'll just show my hand. I could bludgeon a horse to death with this thing, but people like you are more obsessed with what's between someone's legs. I just don't get it. I really don't. But I think the best way to understand people, put yourself in their shoes. Don't you agree, Doctor?
Yes, I agree with everything you say.
Right. I think that's quite a. I like that about you. Now, I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt, and I assume you didn't know what you were doing might have been upsetting for some of your clients. Perhaps you really do think you were doing them a favor, you know? After all, I mean, money is hard, but sex is cheap. So why not take it from them? After all, they didn't have much other option, now did they? But the whole thing, taking a child from a woman is, I mean, it can be quite traumatic, if not, and to put that on top of all of that, I don't know. I think you took a sensitive situation, and you might have made it even more scarring. I have nothing against those who wish to have these operations done. But you could be a little more empathetic about it, right? But then again, how could you? You've never had one, have you?
I merely wanted to ensure that people were well and no longer sick. I simply can't do it for free, and if the offer of sex was against their notion, then why would they be selling it for less to others on the streets?
I see things get more complicated than that. I see how people like you have that view, but I grew up with it. I know that sometimes life puts people, women especially, in those situations. Our society doesn't exactly do them any favors. And I've elevated myself to a whole different society, and it's all fuckery in that too. It doesn't seem like no matter how you rise or which types of people you associate with, there's always people like you taking advantage of it. The little guys like me. I'm becoming one of the big guys, and I'm trying to do things differently with my power. And like I said, I think everyone has the potential to change. I see that change in people, and I enact that change in people. And I see a change in your future, Doctor, and I just think you need to go through what others have gone through so you'll really understand. Right? This is for your own benefit. I'm a bit of a doctor myself, not the same kind of schooling, but I've read books. This one, actually, I'll show him that the flesh tome that I got from that Samichi way back when. Got a lot of things. Have you read this one, Doctor?
No. What is that?
Don't quite know myself, but it's useful is what it is. And I'll sort of prop that sort of one of those little reading stands so I could see. Look. So this isn't exactly in the book, but I take some of this teaching and I apply some of my own creativity. Medicine isn't a strict science. There's a bit of artistry to it, And I want to take a scalpel and cut, starting from his belly button, just make a slit from his belly button to groin.
Yeah, I don't think there's any need to roll for that one either. I mean, there's not much you can do to resist, and you'd be pretty hard pressed to fuck that up at this point after the experience you have.
Now, I understand you, the normal means, cannot carry a child, and I do not have a child for you to carry. But, now this wasn't in the book, but this is it's part of my society, what we can do. I might have a appropriate substitute for the time being. I'm going to put a couple fingers in my mouth, and I cannot do it in real life, and that'd be obnoxious on a mic, but I'm going to just do a very loud whistle.
Okay.
And I would like to use feral whispers to summon some rats.
Show me feral whispers, please.
Charisma and this to summon them, and the manipulation and this to make them do something. Depending on how rare rats are around here.
I mean, they're really common. I don't think you need to roll for the summoning of them. That's just using feral whispers, I think, would make a huge amount appear. What would you like them to do?
Go into the opening I just made.
Manipulation and animalism, please.
Yikes. I'm gonna willpower that. Rats are tough.
Would you like success at cost?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay. Yeah. You whisper your command to the King of Rats, and they each proceed to circle and swarm over the man, pieing themselves in of the wound over and over and over again. As they do so, you feel part of yourself slipping away, your more human side ebbing like sands of time in an hourglass. You will reduce your humanity by 1. Not even a stain. And slowly the rats fill inside of the man, who is left screaming, and the flesh is bursting and moving with the writhing rats inside of his stomach.
Let's try to get the rats. Calm down in there. Calm down. I want to using flesh crafting close his stomach back up.
Okay. Do flesh crafting for me, please. It's not your night, is it?
No, it is not.
That's better.
There we go.
And Aldrich wills the vitae around his veins, particularly to his hands and eyes, as he begins to sew and ply his own vampiric powers to the man and his body, trapping the rats inside and fusing the flesh closed, ensuring, through his undead powers, the rats are trapped, but relatively safe, and the man is going to survive.
I bet right about now you would do anything for me to remove these things from you, right?
Anything at all? What is this?
Are you starting to understand the lesson I'm trying to teach here?
Get
about
them
what
out
you
of
do
me.
and how the people you do it to might feel. Now, in this situation, would you prefer me to, out of the kindness of my heart, to remove these things from you? Or do you think this would be appropriate for me to take advantage of your situation?
I don't care. Just get them out of me. Whatever you want, I'll give you it. You want money? You want drugs? You want women? I probably can't get the last one.
I crave change, and I just want to see you change. Have you changed, Doctor?
Yes, I've changed. I will never practice medicine again.
No, it's not what I'm asking. It's not your particular brand. I will take the scalpel and open him up again and try to get the rats to exit.
Okay. Was it manipulation and animalism? I think it was manipulation and animalism.
Now they listen.
So, and on such a useful role for it as well, as the rats, in an orderly fashion, covered in blood, begin to make their exit from the man, who continues screaming from the pain, the blood loss, and the general shock. And eventually the last rat jumps out, stands on its hind legs, looks at you, and scampers off back onto the streets of London.
Scamps, aren't they?
I was hoping it would sing and dance out of the room like that frog does in Looney Tunes.
Hello, my baby. Hello, my dog.
Doctor, I want you to answer truthfully right now. How are you feeling?
Open and exposed.
Oh, I can fix that. Are you a bit... You're not scared, are you? I imagine some people in this situation might get scared, and you might not think about how scary it can be for these women.
I'm terrified. I can feel a draft on my insides.
Right. Alright, just lay back and just relax for a moment. It'll all be over soon.
Relax.
And I think from there I will begin feeding on him. from the wound.
Inky.
Arr, arr, arr.
Do your feeding roll for me, please. Yeah, I think that's going to be a success, considering he's restrained and things.
And I would like to drain him dry.
Fine. Take I think 1 humanity stain would fit, because he's not exactly a nice guy, but you did kill during feeding, so take 1 humanity stain. And slake 5 hunger. As the man screams, mostly from shock, the mix of absolute pain and agony from the open wound, and yet still finding pleasure in the bite and kiss of the undead. Eventually the body, stops fighting, and Aldrich has drained every single last drop of blood within the vessel. He stands back and looks at the gaping hole in the man's torso and the desiccated corpse before him.
I'm going to... then just spend some time focusing on the blood that I've consumed. Some of the different kinds of blood I've consumed recently. Thurston's, this man's. And jot some notes, do some of my own self-experiments of the differences I feel, and maybe some changes I can make for myself.
As you're taking these notes, one of the medicine men bursts into your office. Sorry, boss. I didn't mean to just come in barging and all that, but there's some woman here to see you. And I ain't sure if she's just for a funeral, a fantasy party, or something else. But she wants to see you.
Make sure she's comfortable. I'll be out in a second.
All right, boss.
All right.
We'll flash back to Alistair, Eveline, and Thurston. Have you left the theatre? Yeah, I'd say you probably left the theatre and are currently in
Who
your
would have
own
sang a song
carriage.
first?
I can't think of anything suitable.
Hello, my baby. Hello.
Yeah. Yellow polka dot bikini.
I cry louder as I start clapping for no reason.
You head out into the carriage, heading across London and to wherever you would like to go.
Should we go catch up with Aldrich, let him know that the deed's been done?
We can just tell him to meet us somewhere.
That's true.
Am I still sad? You said for the rest of the night.
Sad and frustrated.
We could just go back to the house.
Alistair, are you
What?
alright?
That sounds boring. Is Alistair ever alright?
Something seems to be wrong with your feelings. Would you like to talk about it?
No. Thanks for tea earlier.
You're welcome. And Shiv's erasing my XP points.
We have
You're
things to
muted.
do. Why don't we go to a theater? One with people in it.
I was gonna say we were just at one, but Guess it couldn't be too bad.
It's a hair extension.
Well, put it on.
Oh, I had my hair did yesterday.
Can we not talk about hair in front of me, please?
Give it to Shiver.
The fuck's it going to clip onto my fucking scalp?
Mm-hmm.
Super glue.
It can be like a comb over, a sparkly comb over.
I think this is a good chance for a break. We're just going to brush over that, and we'll be right back.
Brush over that.
Aldrich has met up with the rest of the coterie at the main Elysium of London, reasoning it would be a poor idea to take the Sombra to the Whitechapel Haven and expose their secret pact with the demon. The coterie and the newly met kindred each take a seat, finding a table in one of the quieter corners. Fortunately for the coterie, it is fairly quiet in Elysium tonight. The Sheriff of London looks fairly relaxed over the very few kindred present. The woman they recognise from the ball begins to explain why she has sought the coterie out and the target of their mission. Oh, that's me. Greetings, kindred. I wonder, do you remember the last time we spoke? I spoke of a kindred from a faraway land, having reached out here.
Right, I recall.
His name is Dracula, and he is in control of the Order of the Dragon. His traditional land... Excellent. Sorry. He comes from the Carpathian mountain range, traditionally a land held by the Tzimisce, though Dracula himself does not belong to any faction, operating purely for his own gains. He's an extremely powerful individual, as you can imagine. It was unknown exactly when he was embraced, likely the late 15th or perhaps early 16th century. To have been operating for such an extended period without the backing of any sect means that Dracula must have incredible strength. He's earned the ire of the Sabbat by making a habit of capturing Sabbat Tzimisce soldiers and drinking their blood before destroying them. He's earned the enmity of the Camarilla by breaking every single one of the traditions. Now he has turned his attention to England. Although the country itself is neither Camarilla nor Sabbat, Mithras is concerned about Dracula's presence and wants the matter investigated to see exactly what his purpose in the city is. To that end, outside the city to the northeast is a large mansion. It was once used by some kine aristocrat, and filled with men and women he used for his own perverse needs. It has been silent for over a week now, and it is suspected that it was targeted by Dracula. We are to go there and to investigate the scene.
Seems the stories are a lot less romanticized than they are in the books.
What book?
Book.
What book?
Dracula.
It's not out for another 2 years.
Yeah, I
Oh,
know.
is it not? Oh, I'm sorry.
I think he was talking about Frankenstein.
Hmm.
He gets things confused sometimes.
Crazy Doctor. It's a
I
weird
do.
book. Right. So, what are our intentions? Does Mithras want us to investigate this, or I mean, surely we can't do anything about it.
For
What's our
now,
goal here?
for now it is investigation and finding out his true goals.
Very
We
well.
go spy.
Why
We must
us?
be. Everyone else is far too important to risk.
Everyone?
Are you going with us? We conveniently be waiting in the carriage while we go in.
Yes.
Perfect.
We're bait.
I just wanted to know if we could talk on the way, really.
We're bait.
We of course can talk on the way. And of course, I shall use very special discipline when you have completed your investigation. The discipline of plot point.
Get me one of those. All right. So, if there's nothing else, let's go.
Do you have your own transportation?
We do.
Excellent. Lead away.
You can sit next to me.
Look, I'm not paying for another carriage.
Out of curiosity, does anyone else here have any money at all?
I have the
You mean other than
slightest
me?
bit.
Oh, see, I could never tell, Miss Evelyn. I don't mean to sound rude if you're. Just, of course,
Have-
someone of your stature expects a certain patronage from other people. Or if you happen
Have
to have
money?
any of your independent wealth.
A woman doesn't
Understand.
use her own money.
Right. All right. Curiosity, I'm sorry. Yeah, what was that, Alistair?
I don't know this meaning of have money. If I need something, I just figure out a way to get it.
Well, that's very resourceful. I'll get you pretty far, actually. All right, this is just for my curiosity. Let's be on our way. I'll wait for in the carriage to ask more questions.
Okay. Is there anyone or anything you want to do in Elysium before you leave?
I'll hop up on stage and sing a song. Since we didn't go to a theater like I wanted.
We
Charisma
literally were at a
performance, please.
theater.
Not one with people.
Charisma and performance, please, Eveline. Eveline helps herself to the stage. The very few kindred present stop what they are doing to pay attention, and are treated to an amazing performance, well worth stopping whatever it was they were doing. And considering there are only a handful there, they give a rousing round of applause. The coterie leave Elysium and head straight into Aldrich's carriage, which begins to make its way to the northeast and heads out of the city. Is there anything you would like to discuss en route?
I would like to
I
hear.
hear werewolves.
Do a rouse check for me, Thurston. Lupine.
Must have just been some dogs. Or children.
What can you tell us about? Was it Zamichi you said?
He comes from lands traditionally held by the Zamitzi, yes.
And what? I don't know much about this clan. Are there others assaulting our city?
The Zamitzi. I suppose no one holds a grudge like the Zamitzi. They seek to possess everything, and lord over their lands like ancient barons of old. They are masters of an particularly disturbing discipline, vicissitude and flesh crafting. They are the Camarilla's traditional enemies. Alongside my own clan, they are the two founding clans of the vile Sabat.
I've not had the. Luckily, I've avoided them my time. What exactly is their philosophy? What do they want? Why are they so against the Camarilla?
They are monstrous creatures, and they seek beauty. They craft themselves into something far more pleasing. Over time, they lose their own sense of humanity, becoming twisted. What they see as beautiful is what the rest of us would see as monstrous. They seek to own and to possess and to rule.
Like Aldrich here said, I mean, as far as I can tell, I've never heard this Zemixi clan before. They must be rare, or why are they so unheard of?
They rarely...
You've never heard of them before? We actually met one, like, months ago.
Did you
I
know?
elbow him.
The Sabat have tried to invade the United Kingdom in the past. Unfortunately, Mithras himself was able to withhold and withstand any attacks. Though I suppose it is possible that there are remnants and small pockets left over. The reason you will hardly see them is because they choose not to leave their homelands.
What most interesting? How did the theater, the business in the theater go for the rest of you?
It was a success.
Oh,
Of course.
very good. I was hoping it'd be such. No problems with the ghost. No one got hurt or anything of the sort.
Only some churchgoer.
Alice has been quite upset, but I don't think it's anything to be too worried about.
I should have
It's
stopped and
sorta-
gotten another handkerchief.
Yeah, it kind of came out of the blue, and I don't even think he can explain it. Can you?
Maybe if you would visit him for tea more, he'd cheer up. Probably why he's upset.
Oh, it wasn't the tea. The whole thing was sad. I had to kill somebody.
That can be
Didn't
a
seem to
sad.
bother you at the time.
Yeah, it usually doesn't bother me. Oh, why I laughed when I said that.
Well,
It usually
everyone
doesn't
can-
bother me, but this time it was just weird.
The man was rather fun to be around, if you ask me. Don't see innocents like him very often.
Hey, what do you mean usually?
What do you mean what I mean usually? You were there most of the time I kill people.
Well, I mean, normally you're feeding off of them.
I don't mean to kill them. I still do. I don't even care when I do that.
Well, all in all, I'm glad that the theatre is now in its rightful possession of myself, and by proxy you, Miss Evelyn. I can't wait to see what plans you have for the play.
Oh, it'll be beautiful.
I spent my time, if you are curious, at one of those doctors that we investigated, one of the more unsavory ones. I paid him a visit, and I tried to set him straight. Didn't take.
What do you mean?
He was mistreating women, and I wanted him to know how it felt. Some people just can't change.
Oh, well, that's okay then. Sounds like he deserved it.
Maybe. What is our plan with this?
Mr. Cuddles?
No, nothing.
Oh, thank God.
With this Dracula bloke, what's an angle we should be taking here, or just, are we gonna have to go in, sneak in, and poke about, or should we present ourselves and see if we can't make him amicable to us?
Seems rather dangerous.
I have this strange feeling because Mithras seems so interested in this guy. He's a little above our pay grade.
Well, maybe it's better just to be up front and speak to him then. And so if he catches us sneaking about, that could be quite bad for us. Hopefully, he'll see us so far beneath him that he'll.
What do we say? Hi.
Something...
Why are you here?
In so many words, yes. Perhaps we could flatter him. But Miss Eveline is very good at getting people to feel comfortable and talk.
Could bake him a casserole. You know, welcome him to the neighborhood. Don't you know? Welcome him to the neighborhood.
You send messages through flower arrangements, and now casseroles is, I guess, the natural progression of that. Interesting. Either way, I'll trust you can find a way to make him amicable, as I said to us. Or we could try both.
Dracula is usually not one to talk, unless he wishes it. He was a soldier in life, a great lord, and a front-line vanguard.
So you suggest sneaking about?
It is doubtful we will have an encounter with him tonight, but it is usually better to get a jump on him. If you attack him head-on or present yourselves in front of him, you present a target.
Could we just find out where he sleeps and have somebody stake him while he's sleeping?
In theory. However, Dracula himself is a highly charismatic individual.
Even while he's sleeping? That's impressive. I look at Thirst. You should learn how to do that.
He surrounds
I'm sure he
himself
has some
with
capable
thralls.
folk. Right. Oh, well. So what are your suggestions then? He won't be open for conversation. We're going to his place. We suspect it to be empty, and then we'll have a look about.
This is likely more a stepping stone. Something he would have used, acquired, gotten something useful for, and left.
Right, so seeing if he left any clues for us on why he's here and what he wants.
Correct.
Starting to understand. Alright, easy enough.
A lot more so.
Why didn't you just say that in the first place?
Hate it when he's right.
She's gonna slap you.
I start crying. It doesn't even hurt. I don't know why I'm upset.
The carriage and coterie arrive outside the city, slowly coming to a halt outside the grand, luxurious mansion. They each exit the carriage onto a loose stone path and stand together at the base of the marble stepping stones that lead up to the mansion's front doors. There is no light coming from within the mansion, and every single curtain in the windows has been drawn shut.
Any ideas on moving forward?
I mean, do we just
take a
knock
look
or do I
around
need
the
to open the
building?
door?
We were told we should get the drop on him, so I suspect that knocking is not an option.
Thank God, I hate knocking.
Should we see if there's any other entrances?
I could look around and I'll cast Silence of Death. And I'll take a look around the building.
As
I'll
you're
go
about
with
to
them.
Hang on. As you're
Okay.
about to skulk out, the Sombra sticks her head out of the carriage and says, "Just use the front door."
Yeah.
Said to be sneaky!
I also said he wasn't there.
Well,
Yeah, just because
Alistair,
he's not here doesn't mean other people aren't here.
Well, Alistair, would you like to do the honor and knock?
Thurston, you know
Yeah.
he hates knocking.
I know that's
I-
why asked.
I'll use Sense the Unseen on the front door too, just to make sure there's nothing there.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's yeah, it's fine. You won't see anything.
Okay.
I believe that
I-
the previous owner's name was Kevin. It will do you no good knocking on Kevin's door.
Knock, knock, knocking.
I will lockpick the door.
Dexterity, larceny, please.
You tried the handle.
Joke's on us. He's gonna mean Kevin
3.
McAllister. We're gonna get paint buckets to the face.
I didn't open the door, I just unlocked it.
The door clicks open under Alistair's skillful touch, and the door creaks open. The coterie cautiously...
Age before beauty.
Which one of us is oldest?
I entered the door first.
That might be true.
That's true.
have
I
no
think
idea.
it was more a comment on lack of beauty.
Oh, that's a good point.
The coterie cautiously enter into the hallway, apart from Eveline, who stands on the doorway. They enter into the hall that is lit only by small cracks in the curtains, with moonlight slowly leaking into the decadent mansion. The thick, acrid smell of blood and death surrounds the coven of undead, but the hallway itself seems devoid of any signs of violence. There are 2 doors against the back wall, one door on their left, and a set of stairs that lead up to the 2nd floor. Around the hall are a few closets for storing crockery and any other wares the owner may want to use.
Usually have Aldrich kind of go for first and escort me in like an invite. Does that not work this time?
No one said anything about going in a particular way, so I just... He can always still say that. But I didn't want to...
Normally I'm on Aldrich's arm and we're not fighting at the moment, so I would be.
It's just one of those things you bypass. Like, we've done this
Yeah.
before, we'll figure it out. Yeah.
I just didn't want to speak for a player.
Does it look like it's still in use, or like no one's been here for a little bit?
It's not dust covered, but it doesn't look like it's been given any cleaning or any attention for a little while. Eerily quiet.
I'd like to know if anyone's here. I'm gonna whistle for Durston. Oh, have a sniff around the place. Start barking if you find anyone.
I start to walk around and sniff things.
Yeah, that's fine.
Have Durston roll wits and awareness, please.
Does he get a +1 modifier?
Yes,
Okay.
because you can talk to the animals.
Fucking love Marcades.
What was it? Wits awareness?
Wits and awareness, please. Yeah.
Bring Mr. Cuddles along sometime. He could help.
Damn.
He's willpower. Let's use it. 3.
Okay. Durston runs straight off to the door on the right on the back wall and starts barking.
We've got company. Good boy, Durston. I'll head that way quickly. I'll just close the distance and go to open the door if I can.
I mean, I didn't really do anything, but you're welcome. Oh, never mind.
Don't you dare take credit for him.
Aldrich opens the door and finds a kitchen, abandoned, and various pots and pans that have been left on a hob, with incomplete meals left inside them. Utensils have been thrown haphazardly across the entire length of the kitchen. Blood sprays are thrown on the walls, and a large, suspicious pot has been left on the hob.
Are the utensils silver?
No.
Hey, do we know if this place is haunted?
I better fucking not be.
Well, I just in case, you might stay out of there. Ghosts can throw pots. I know firsthand.
Alright, Durston sent something in here and I don't see it. Oi, anyone in here?
Think they're invisible?
Can you see
can I
that
just-
if they are?
Can I scan the room with sense? Sorry.
Jump right in. I gave you the idea. It's okay.
Sense the unseen.
Thurston pushes us out of the way. Hold, move! I gotta see what's in here.
Oh no, actually, all I have is heightened senses, so I probably can't see him.
I will continue on. I will come up and try to use Sense the Unseen in the room and look.
You see nothing.
I will be walking around the room, so if a pot hits me.
Do wits and awareness for me, please. Or would you prefer intelligence and investigation?
Intelligence investigation, but if you want me to do wits awareness.
No, do intelligence and investigation. Both valid for this. Whichever you prefer.
4.
Wonderful. Alistair walks up to the suspicious large pot on the hob and lifts the lid, finding a severed human head locked with a look of abject terror on its face, floating in the pot. There is also a service door that leads into the next room, which would also, if you're in the hall, be the other back door on the left.
I jump a little bit and drop the lid. Just stand there.
Did you find something?
You see something, boy?
There's a head. It looks sad.
Oh, all the blood everywhere. It's not entirely surprising.
I'm not upset about the head. They just ruined good food.
I'll walk in and grab an empty pot and wield it like a baseball bat just in case any are thrown.
That for one of us?
Take a look at the head. What sort of head is it? Like what? How long does it seem like it's been here? Seem like a servant's head, or I guess you can't really tell by head. I guess maybe by the hairstyle and whatnot. Does it seem like?
I mean, it
would have been like.
It's too ugly to be one of the affluent. You would, I would say at least one of you, if not Eveline, would be able to work out this was most likely kitchen staff.
Not a waste of food. It doesn't look that tasty.
Oh, and it's not showing any signs of decomposition yet either. But it would be stuck in rigor mortis.
This Dracula person, quite messy. Seems. I wonder what they did to deserve this. Right. I guess let's continue on. What other surprises are left for us?
Wait, your dog smelled this head?
Apparently.
Does he want it?
It's not a bad idea. I'll take the head and just sort of toss it on the ground. Well, you could chew on that while we're looking around.
Gotta reward the dog for doing something good, I guess.
I'm new to this pet ownership thing. You're right. You're right. Pets like rewards.
Yeah, suddenly I'm dreading this, but proceeding onwards into the next room.
Dog's probably like...
Pulling on an ear.
The door opens in on a grand dining room. The walls are covered in dried blood spatters. Chairs are broken, overturned, and seemingly smashed against the wall-covered floor. The grand dining table has been flipped over, the candelabras smashed under its weight. Expensive china has been smashed into pieces, and cutlery caught under the debris. In the middle of the room is a golden chandelier that has been brought down from the ceiling and also smashed. The remains are on the underside of the table.
Wasting chandeliers too. Right, this is unacceptable. You're good with these sort of things, Alistair. What are you putting together from all this? What do you think happened here? Did this come in and rough the place up, or was there a story here?
I don't know. You see anything useful?
The chandelier isn't anymore.
Useful to me.
That doesn't clear anything up.
Well, he's asking me
use my foot to kind of lift up a corner of the table and look underneath it.
Intelligence investigation, please.
Wow, he got real excited. My kids with a pizza arrive.
You can re-roll.
Fuck that table.
Yeah, you know what?
Really?
I will re-roll the 0.
Really
Lifts
clumsily
the table so hard it...
look around and accidentally impale yourself on a wooden stake.
There.
I was gonna say, forget your strength, flips the table, where shards fly everywhere. Everybody is staked.
Your head explodes. Eveline gently lifts up the rotten piece of broken furniture, it's not rotten, and finds an ornate silver crucifix with a ruby embedded inside and a small bloodstain upon the length of it. Yeah, while you're there, do wits and awareness. I know it's not your strongest, but do wits and awareness for me, please. Balls.
Thanks.
Where?
What's your... instead of giving you the beast, as Eveline casts her eyes around the once decadent room, she feels the beast screaming in her head, crawling to get out. She is able to satiate it and not lose control, but in doing so, she wills vitae around her body, expending more than she realized. Increase your hunger by 1. And I'm also going to give you... You look over the table. You find animal-like bite marks in various pieces of the table and the furniture and the other smashed pieces of wood.
I'll pick up the cross and use it to point at the bite marks. Look at this.
Okay, that's not my folklore flaw. We're good.
I was wondering if it was anyway.
Forgot what it was. No, it's garlic. We don't experience garlic in the game, I guess.
We're not in Italy.
Yet. So what do we do with that?
I haven't a clue.
This is quite pretty. That, I point to one of the bite marks, is not.
What kind of bite marks are they?
Are they big?
I'll look real close.
You prefer intelligence and investigation, don't you?
Yeah, I'm gonna get in there and feel around too, so the investigation makes sense.
Okay. Intelligence investigation, please.
For the indention of the bites. 4.
Perfect. You look at the bite marks, and you realize that they're far too big to be from an ordinary animal like a dog. But they're also far too small, you suspect, to be from a lupine. This is something in between the two.
Cool. I will use... I get the two mixed up, sorry. Spirit's Touch.
Do a rouse check for me, please.
Okay.
This is going to be fairly difficult.
Okay.
Do Spirit's Touch, and then afterwards increase... Ooh.
I'm gonna do a willpower reroll.
It's the WP reroll button underneath your willpower tracker.
4.
You had to say that last week.
Yeah, he actually did. 4 is a really good reroll, or really good roll.
You will the vitae to your hand and your mind, and alongside your sadness, it slowly ebbs away, and you feel a strange calming effect of serenity. You realize it comes from the table, that this was not an act of aggression or hatred, but seemingly soothing for whoever did it. And as you release the table, the feeling of sadness returns to you.
I'll just look down at Durston. You see what he's doing? And how much he enjoys that? I
Right.
think that's what this is.
Someone enjoyed biting this.
Well, the only feeling it gave off was the opposite of what I feel right now. And just
Here,
soothing.
here, try this. And I hold out the cross so he can touch it, but I don't let go of it.
Okay, can I do that again?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Rouse check for me and Spirit's Touch. This one isn't going to be particularly difficult.
I'll stare, standing there, and everybody just coming up. Touch this, touch this, touch this, touch this. And
Now
then
close your eyes, open your mouth, and touch this.
Yeah. 3.
Okay, don't forget the rouse check, please.
Oh, yeah. I guess I should have done that first.
Perfect. You hold the cross, and the feeling of sadness instantly evaporates, and you are overwhelmed by sheer, abject terror and panic. And as you release the cross, the sadness returns.
Okay, whatever I said about the table, not the same with that thing. That thing's scary.
At which point I will pocket it.
So it was something
That's really
monstrous, something that was scared of a cross, but enjoyed doing this carnage.
I mean,
But it's not a
wait,
werewolf.
that's a really good point. Do I just think that thing's scary because it's a sign of religion?
No? I don't think that...
Oh, I was just saying that out loud.
Oh, comment. Oh,
This is still new to me. Like, I don't understand, like,
yeah.
true
yeah.
faith is a thing, so, yeah.
I'm just ashamed of
Well,
myself for
there
breaking
was that-
Japanese again.
There was that time that I got handed a cross that burned me.
Yeah, but I think...
I'll
I have
pull
this
cross
thing...
back out. Here, touch it.
No, thank you.
I think it's the same thing. I can't eat garlic anymore. I think it's the same as Miss Evelyn not being able to come inside unless she's invited. We all have
Weird.
a thing.
I have no such things. I do what I want when I want.
Then
I
here,
think you
touch
guys
it.
just don't believe in yourself. Oh, I'll touch it.
I mean,
Hesitate for a second because they've been talking this up, and maybe I'm being
You don't-
boastful. But then I do grab it.
Simply cold metal to your touch.
you don't have anything, but if people knew what you were, probably be persecuted.
Oh, I do agree with that. No, this is simply a mundane crucifix of some sort.
Nothing bothers me except everything.
I pull the crucifix back and stick it back in my pocket.
Yeah, I wonder if the person wait. I look back down at Durston. I look at Eveline. I look at Durston.
I step towards Durston.
I wonder if that
This
head
time I
was a
looked at my
priest.
doggy.
I wonder if that head was a priest and was wearing that. And I look down at your pocket. I would probably be pretty terrified if my head was cut off too.
Would you like to check the priest's head for little boy semen?
Jesus.
Well, it's got dog slobber all over it now, so probably not.
That's true.
They like, salty.
Right, well, let's hang on to that, Evelyn. You've got the right idea. Could come in handy if something's scared. Either that wielded it or had it wielded at them. So, should we see what the other rooms have in store for us?
The coterie... Sorry. The coterie head back out into the hallway, onto the one door left. The door creaks open on its hinges, and they enter into the sitting room. Before the room was seemingly ransacked, it would have been an impressive sight. Now all that remains are overturned bookshelves, broken love seats, and loose pieces of book pages from the collection. As the coterie runs their eyes across the room, They see the once ornate wallpaper begins to fade into a strange red colour, and slowly into what appears to be flesh.
It looks like your bedroom.
Yeah, this seems like to be like your expertise. Maybe they were right. Is Dracula really a Zenitsi? Ooh, let me touch this. I go up and touch the wall with Spirit's touch.
Well, you think you do.
You want me to do the rouse check first?
No.
Okay.
As you approach the wall, it begins to pulse and respond to your proximity.
Oh, God.
As you reach out to touch it, the wall suddenly opens into a large maw laden with massive, jagged teeth and snaps at you. Do dexterity and athletics, please.
Cool. I'm actually okay at this.
Are you now?
That's not. Wait, that's right. That's only 4 dice. Okay. 1.
The wall clamps down on your flesh, piercing your skin like a bear trap.
So,
unfortunately
to recap,
for you, it soon releases you from its grip. It seems it was a final death throw bite rather than an actual attack, and you take 2 superficial damage.
So to recap, ooh, I can touch this.
Followed by crying.
Yeah. Yeah.
Even the walls hate me!
I look like you now! I'm looking at Thurston.
Right.
Your internal voices in your head stop screaming.
I mean, I do not plaster things in flesh and metals just to do so. I make adjustments to things and whatnot. If all the meat are into this sort of thing, I don't know. Maybe I'm a bit more different than my clan than I thought. But that is an interesting design. It was pretty quick to bite. It could be a good defense.
I'm not sure what's worse. A painting that stakes me or that?
I couldn't tell you.
You don't remember that, Evelyn? When I went to move the painting and I got a stake shot out and staked me.
Oh, yeah, that's
I
right.
can see the future.
Yeah.
Write a book on Alistair's famous last words.
Mm.
Am I able to? It's just the wall. That's fleshy.
It's like half the room. It starts off as you enter, it's all normal wallpaper, and then gradually fades as you get to the other half of the room into flesh.
Yeah, Eldrick will just get close, not touch it, but get his face there and just really examine it. Admire the handiwork a bit. Wonder if they brought flesh into here and then able to do the wall. It was still moving on its own accord there. Yeah, this is much like the place we went to before. We first ran into her. The second time we ran into Zamichi. By the way, Alistair, you shouldn't tell people we've ran into Zamichi before. It could complicate things.
You gotta tell me this beforehand.
You're right. I should have, but now I'm letting you know. Moving forward, that's
Use
one
some
of the
common
things that
sense. Never mind.
will be a secret between us friends. But yes, this is quite obviously Zamichi and the work.
Can you fix this? No, wait, don't.
Try. I say we go where the skin is. Start heading down the hall where it's turning more fleshy.
It's just the other half of the room.
Oh, it's just
There's no hall.
Wait, is this like some kind of door?
One way to find out.
I'm not going through it.
I hide behind Thurston.
I will avoid the fleshy wall and look under the couch.
No need to roll. You will just find loose pieces of paper from the books, blood spattered.
I'll read some of them.
They will be very high class erotic literature.
Oh, interesting. Upon seeing that, I just grab more pages and keep reading them.
It's disgusting.
Yep.
All right. Well, anything of interest, Miss Eveline? Clues, perhaps?
Just some fiction.
How do you have all those pockets in that dress?
I'd have
Where
to
are you
lift my
putting
dress
that?
to show you. So actually, in a Victorian dress, you have the petticoats and the underskirt, and then there's actually pockets that you tie on and then put the overskirt over it. So there's actually a lot of pockets.
Okay, it sounds like what I'm watching you do at this point, though, is like dig into yourself to try to access the pockets because you just said you
Access it
draped
from
an
the waistband.
overskirt. I don't
You'd
believe
access it from the waistband.
you. I don't believe you. I'm visioning you lifting up the dress going.
What would of that
Shoving erotic fiction.
in modest Victorian?
All right.
That was absolutely gross.
Anything else of note in here? Let's continue on our tour. Perhaps avoiding any particularly toothy walls.
Upstairs is left.
Onwards and upwards.
A small landing leads off to the right, and a single door is all that awaits the coterie upstairs. They progress along the landing, opening the door and find a macabre scene of a pile of dismembered and skinned bodies. Walls in this room are made entirely of flesh, pulsing and almost breathing. Surrounding the pile of mangled bodies is a circle of spikes, each one wielding a head impaled upon it. The look of sheer abject terror is the only thing they seem to have in common. The coterie remain... Oh yeah, and I need to change. I was getting too excited for my own good.
Is that the haunted building in Bloodlines, by the way?
No.
The haunted house? Oh.
Gonna have a real falling out. Roll 20 in a minute. Right. The coterie remains silent, stunned by the scene of devastation before them. The only sound they can hear is the gentle drip of blood, dripping from the ceiling and various bodies into a small stream forming at the pile's base. Before the coterie can even finish processing the carnage before them, the bodies start to move, slowly dropping from the top of the pile like a boulder down a cliff, with more and more pieces of body dropping off the pile, knocking into the spikes before them. And then suddenly they hear screams. Three fanged monsters throw the rest of the bodies out of their way as they see the coterie before them and charge straight at them.
I'd like to throw my pot at one of them.
Dexterity, athletics, please. Sticking
Throw
with
it.
it?
Yeah, I'm just throwing a pot. I mean, it's not a calculated throw.
Eveline, on reaction only, throws the pot straight out of her hand, and it glides past all three monsters, landing with a clunk innocently behind them all. Next.
We get to go first.
I was turn 1.
I go away, go away, go away, go away, and cast Dementation on one of them.
I wouldn't.
Then I hide behind Thurston.
Okay.
And do nothing.
Okay. You still have a gun, don't you?
Not on me, no.
Oh.
I left that at my house.
Yeah, it's like a rifle. He's not gonna carry that.
Yeah, I don't shoot guns. I kept it for my house.
Seriously, the Malkavian isn't going to carry a rifle.
Okay, fair.
Who's next?
At this point, I think Aldrich and Thurston probably see each other, and starting to dawn at Aldrich that this group isn't exactly a group he could just sit back and let do this sort of work anymore. And he might actually have to do something. Looking to Evelyn throwing a pot, Alistair hiding behind Thurston, and then Thurston. All right. Durston, I'm going to call for Durston to go after one, and I will go after the same one. Just going for a haymaker.
Okay. Durston. Strength. Brawl with a +1 modifier. And that white is just going to try and dodge. Got the right thing.
Do we roll both attacks?
Okay. Yeah. Do Aldrich's Strength and Brawl with a +1 modifier. And again, actually, let's make it interesting. White's going to try and claw and scream in your face and get you.
Damn.
You can stick with it. You can still reroll.
Still got me.
Aldrich and Durston engage one of the whites. Durston is easily dodged, and the white lashes out at Aldrich, who clenches his fist and prepares to strike. Unfortunately, the white is too frenzied and too fast, and manages to get a claw in on Aldrich, doing 1 superficial damage. Thirsty boy.
Seeing that I'm kind of doing the same assessment Aldrich did, but Aldrich is kicking much more ass than Thurston will ever be able to. I'll try and take my sword and swing at I'll swing at the one that's engaged with Thurston.
Durston or Thurston, did you say?
Thurston, because I'm Thurston.
Is
So
there
all
one
three of you
engaged
on
with
the-
Thurston?
Hang on, all three of you on the same one, right?
Okay.
Thurston's getting married?
Because if you do that,
Yeah.
you get a +2 modifier.
Ooh. I was not expecting that, but I'll take it. You said 2, correct?
Correct. And
And
strength
that's
and
a
melee.
+3 because of my special 3.
And all this one can do really is dodge. But it can do it really
Not
well.
even gonna.
The
Yeah, I'm
hell
not
of a
even gonna bother
dodge.
re-rolling on that.
Thurston unsheathes his sword, clenching his fist around the handle, and goes charging in on the white, currently fighting with Durston and Aldrich. He swings his sword. With relative skill. Unfortunately, the white is far too fast and is able to dodge out of the way of every single incoming blow. So that white can't go. This white is going to be going for Eveline. And is, in true white style, going to claw, punch, and try to bite Eveline. You can dodge, or you can sacrifice an attack for your next go.
Whites are, by definition, already in frenzy, correct?
Yes.
Okay. I'll scream at it.
That'll work. Much nicer. The white comes pouncing forth, jagged claws, broken teeth ready, snapping, clawing, and swiping at Eveline. Eveline simply prepares herself, wills the vitae to her larynx, and lets forth with a very focused sound wave, blasting through, ripping pieces of flesh off the decrepit body, causing substantial damage to it. Alistair is... Oh, actually, Alistair's left out in the open. But that wouldn't be very fair.
Why not?
Oh, alright.
I'm imagining the Looney Tunes thing where, like, a character hides behind another one and then it moves, and they're sitting there still,
Yeah.
not knowing they're no longer
Wasn't my turn. The third white sees Alistair out in the open, cowering, using his trousers as a temporary latrine, and comes charging forth, claws at the ready, swiping and biting at him. You can punch or you can dodge.
Oh, I'm dodging. I don't know. I can't shoot a gun. I can't punch. Like, I got nothing here.
Dexterity athletics.
I barely have dexterity athletics. What are you talking about? 4. Holy shit.
2! Oh, I got barely anything, he says as he... Oh no, you dodged. Well, bollocks. That's annoying. I'm sad for you. The white
Melee
comes...
0. Firearms 0.
There's a pot on the other side of the room.
It's illegal in Japan. The creature
A
comes...
pot. One single pot.
One of your finest pots, please.
One leaf.
I wish to engage in the drugs. The creature comes pouncing out, charging at Alistair, who realizes well in the nick of time that is coming for him, and moves swiftly out of the way with some great skill, slightly to the left. Eveline, you took your go. Alistair, it is your turn.
What's in the room?
Dead bodies, heads on spikes that have fallen to the floor, a loose pot.
Might be able to use a spike.
Yeah, I'll just pick up a spike and stab at it.
Strength melee.
This is great. 1.
Hey, could have done worse.
Yeah, I could have. I could have rolled beast.
That's
What are you
true too.
confused about?
You've got nothing in melee, have you?
No.
That's why. I just wanted to check. And what could do.
And I have 1 in streak.
The white.
Oh, but you gave us whites. This is not Alistair's forte.
I mean, I did expect you to have a La Sombra with you. In my defense.
We still can.
Yeah.
All four.
So you take a white away. If we're short of the number, you take a white away.
What's the fun in that?
There's a joke.
Then I poke it with 1 dice.
And the white dodges out of the way of the incoming spike. Durston.
Thurston's gonna keep going for the same one. Aldrich realizing these things are not the usual things you just walk up and punch down pretty easily, is going to spend his turn transforming into his horde form.
So Durston's strength.
Especially after watching, Thurston miss and then Aldrich or Alistair poke the thing. He's presence. Gotta go out just this once.
Arrow's going to do his dodge.
There we go, Durston.
Good boy.
Durston growls and snaps with his jaw at the white. +2 damage from the jaws?
Yes? I think... Oh. Yeah, it's been too long.
I think +2 sounds reasonable for jaws and claws, because it's very much like Protean.
It is... Do I not have... I think they have the equivalent of feral weapon.
Yeah.
So, where it's non-half superficial.
That sounds about right.
I had it on... Do I not have my handyman sheet anymore?
You should do, but it might be moved around into SPCs, humans, or props.
Oh, I see. Okay, yeah. Because I did a better job of writing it down on him.
Well, that's adorable.
Where she climbed into that chair. Like,
I
he's
was
gone.
thinking
I can
a
do
lot
this
younger.
Okay. And that works out as...
Yes, the equivalent of feral weapons I can do on my ghouls. So, yeah.
So that's 3. Let's call it 5. 5 superficial damage then, we'll say, to the white.
And then, I am transforming.
Okay. And that brings us to Thurston.
Frustrated that my first hit missed, I'm going to rouse the blood and try and strike them again.
Okay, that's going to be a +1 modifier as well. And it's +2 with the blood surge, so you're going to get +3 overall.
Were you including... Where do I get the +1 from?
Because Durston's fighting the same enemy as you in close combat.
Okay, gotcha. Okay. I was just making sure
It was
that you weren't
+2
adding
before
my
because
specialty.
Aldrich and Durston were doing it, so you got +2.
Right. Well, I have a specialty as well, so I was making sure you weren't adding the +1 in there for me. Shit. I'm going to willpower
I know
reload.
those feels. I know those feels.
There
we go.
And I think the white sensing and smelling you willing vitae around its body is going to drive it insane, and it's going to try and punch you. It's going to apply fist to face. It's going to go to you because you're
If Bruce Lee was a vampire, that would be his ability.
I believe my sword is +2.
I thought it was +3 for a sword.
No,
that's
that
nice.
is the
Sword is.
special. Sorry. I
Greatsword is
think it's
+3,
just
isn't it? And
+2.
a normal sword would be +2 if that's the case then.
Yeah, I just have a normal sword, so.
It's not that good. Ba-dum-tsh. Okay. Thurston skillfully guides the blade through the air, dodging out of the way of the incoming claws, and successfully strikes the white, ripping open its side, as Durston on the other side begins to gnaw and bite at the loose flesh on its leg. All the while, Aldrich emanates bone noise cracking, blood dripping, and you all see his form slowly, relatively quickly, changing. Yet his purple trousers still remain on, despite...
You're itty bitty now, though.
The second white is going to come charging back against Eveline. Tooth and claw.
I will take out my scissors and stab it.
Okay, this is going to be +2 damage modifier on top of whatever the scissors already do, so I think that's net +3 damage. If you win.
+4.
+4. That's nice.
That's the special thing against Kindred, right?
Correct. Because its
Yeah,
base
so it's
its base is +2. Against Kindred, it's another +2. But that's
Exactly.
that's damage, not
Only if I hit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Dexterity and melee?
Yes, I'll let you do dexterity melee because I'm generous.
I thought that's what you did for knives and...
I mean, it should really be strength. Dexterity.
We've had this discussion before. It's dexterity. But we'll talk about that later. We've had this discussion.
Kind of scary when Ms. Hart turns to you and says, "We'll talk about that later."
We've talked about it before. It's exactly.
It's the finger. It's the finger that makes it scary. We'll talk about that. I'm not sure if I should be slightly turned on, but I am slightly turned on.
Of course you are.
The white and Eveline begin to engage in their hand-to-hand melee. The scissors come flying out and are deflected by the white, who manages to get in a sweeping strike across Eveline's cheek, and does, woohoo, 1 superficial damage. The remaining white that is currently engaged in combat with Alistair
Or no?
is going to try and grapple Alistair. You can either dodge or you can get out.
A dodge.
Dexterity.
Or get out? Wait.
Not get out. I meant get out.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Word hard.
2.
Fair. So you don't take any damage, but the white successfully restrains you, holding you down and gripping your throat. And we are on to the final round of combat. Eveline has gone. Alistair, you can struggle and try to get out of the grapple hold. If that's what you would like to not do, say nothing now.
So I can struggle and what?
You can struggle and get out,
Yeah, I'll try to do that.
which is a strength brawl contest. Pretty shitty roll for the white. Alistair.
Shut up.
For the white, 2 successes.
Does a 32 hit?
Alistair balls his eyes like the little bitch he is, as the white restrains him, gripping its clawed hand around his throat. Durston.
You were shit talking my character. My kid ran into the door.
Did you tell me to stop screaming?
It was so tense in my ear, and then I was watching, and she just whack right into the door. Well, that was fitting.
What's Durston going to do?
keep on doing his thing, which is hopefully killing.
Strength, brawl. And the white is going to try and dodge. Nice. Very nice. Durston. Oh, yeah, that's lovely. Manages to duck its head out of the way, bring itself down, and clamp its jaws down onto part of the white's leg, tearing off flesh as blood comes leaking out onto the already bloodied floor. Aldrich.
Yeah, and then Aldrich is gonna. Wait, it's still up, right?
Barely.
Yeah, we're gonna try to finish it. Yeah, he's just gonna go in with his 4 demon gorilla arms and just try to pummel this thing down.
Strength, brawl. And it is going to try and punch you, I guess. And it has a -1 modifier.
Do I have a modifier for Durston fighting it? Is that you're doing a +1 for each?
Yes, you do. You have +1.
Additional combatant. That plus that. Oh, wow.
You've got enough there to think about a reroll.
Yeah, but 2 out of the 3 have to be. Let's go for it. I knew it. Baited me out of it.
And I'm going to reroll the 2 and the 1. So that's... The white, unperturbed by the sudden change and hulking monster in front of him, still claws and bites out, eventually managing to sink at least a passing glancing hit across Aldrich's mammoth-sized leg, and you take 1 superficial damage. Thirsty boy.
I would like to take another swipe at the one I'm currently engaged with.
This gives you a +2 modifier.
Okay. And because my specialty, that's actually +3.
All I can do
Hell
is
yeah.
dodge.
Oh my god.
You know what? Fuck it. I'm going to give that to you. That's close enough, I reckon. Thurston, seeing the white completely distracted as it is engaged in deep combat with the form of Aldrich, takes the opportunity to run his sword straight through the torso of the white and bringing out the other side. The undead body flops like a rag doll in half before finally letting out a frustrated scream and slumps to the floor with vitae leaking out onto the wooden soaked floor. And it finally dies.
As I run the sword through, I imagine that Aldrich is just on the other side of it in his giant weird hulking form. And as the sword comes through, Thurston just gives the giant monster that he is just a little wink.
I got you back.
In this form, Aldrich is covered in eyes, and a handful of them wink back at you.
That's disgusting. I love it. Okay. Last turn for the whites. Eveline, it is going to try and punch you in the face.
Can I attack back?
Yes.
Stabby, stabby.
I understand that is dexterity and melee.
Yes, yes it is.
Oh, cheesy biscuits. I'm going to reroll 3.
Well, so am I.
Eveline and the White engage in elegant, interesting combat. The White knocks the blade out of the way and gets a quick, swift, glancing hit across Eveline's arm and does 1 superficial damage.
Because
The White is the aggressor in this case, so because it's a draw, it goes to the aggressor.
Okay.
The White, that is currently getting some personal one-on-one time with Alistair, extends its fangs out, intending to sink them straight into his flesh and drain him of every single piece of vitae inside of him. However, he notices dark shadows crawling around and finally extending over the White, wrapping themselves around the White's body, squeezing it, and finally tearing it in half, leaving Alistair standing with a severed arm still wrapped to his throat. The White that was engaged in combat with Eveline turns its gaze towards the macabre mess before it. As it does so, Eveline doesn't hesitate and takes a quick opportunity to slice her scissors straight through its neck, decapitating it and making it fall to the ground dead. That's all the White's dead. Fastcart is ruler of the world.
I cleaned my scissors off before I put them away. Oh, no, wait. Is Aldrich still in beast form?
Mm-hmm.
Like Black Widow does to Hulk, I go and put my hand up on his arm.
I break it.
And you poke like 3 eyeballs while doing it.
Oh, sorry. Oops.
Yeah, I'll just
I'm sorry.
look down at her. Maybe flinches for a moment, because even in this form he realizes she's dangerous, but waits, looks at her, and the moment passes, sort of gives a nod of understanding. Maybe is not capable of as many nuanced expressions in this. But there's a pile of bodies.
Yes. The pile of bodies in the center of the room are skinned. Some of them have severed limbs. And then there are
Then they'll just sort of all 4 or 6 just kind of lumber over to him and just start tossing bodies and just sifting around the pile just to see if there's anything of interest there.
Nothing catches your attention. And you would see it, considering how many eyes you have.
Like you say to a dog, leave it! Leave it!
And then with some concentration, he'll begin rearranging his mass again to revert to his more normal form. What were those? Oh, tough. Quite tough.
Would any of us actually know what they were?
I mean, it's not the first time we've
that's what I was-
experienced them.
It's not? Okay, I was trying to think. It's been a while.
I couldn't remember either.
At the very,
All kinds of
at the
runs
very
together
least,
sometimes.
if you didn't know that they were whites, you would at least know that they were feral vampires.
We did. We fought in the basement of a.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It was in the basement of a thin
Oh,
blood
yeah.
establishment.
The
Yeah.
swimming pool thing, yeah.
All right. So, question is: was this always a place where these things were trapped, or does Dracula bring feral vampires with him? Or did he come here and eat all the food and then they turned into this?
Yeah, I'm wondering if he just abandoned the place and everything in it.
Probably.
What a waste.
That's weird, though. Because why wouldn't they just go hunt for their own food?
Not sure. Well, maybe
Were they
something to do
trapped
with
somehow
this
when
home.
our entering released them?
They didn't seem to have the wits about them, so they probably weren't making the best decisions either way.
Well, I mean, to be fair, if we even act remotely close to that, we don't have our wits about us.
And that's true.
To be fair.
To be fair.
Anything else of interest in here?
Seems this Dracula fellow sure loves impaling people. Not quite sure if that's his MO or...
That's a really good idea. I'll hold a spear. I'm going to take this home and mount it next to that gun.
Thurston,
You're actually supposed to use the weapons you collect, right?
I can't. So they look good on a wall, though. They make me look much more distinguished than I am.
And to be fair, a gun in an untrained hand is really more dangerous to everyone around him and himself. Might be more of a hindrance than a help. But it does look very good, mounted properly.
You should take shooting lessons.
Nah.
Austin answered. Was there anything
what do we-
else here?
What do we have to report from this place? Yeah, he's Smeetsy. It's abandoned.
A few whites.
Any clues of where he would go after this? Oh
Is there any
yeah, I
other
guess we
rooms?
can just confirm that he was here and he is absolutely a problem.
We could give details of a gesture around this. Little weird too that the hallway just kind of started halfway though. Like it. It's like
I don't know if he didn't finish his job or he gave up halfway through, or maybe these was Amichi's as well. And then they turned into this before they can finish doing whatever. I do not know. Either way, we should probably burn the whole place down.
That idea.
Can you have one of your minions do that?
Yeah.
Or whose house is this? Maybe it's mine now. Now I'm not allowed to have anything that's not the fucking house. Never mind, burn it. If I can't have it, no one can.
We probably shouldn't burn it, though. If he's not here and we report it, they might send some people in to investigate it a little more. We just burn it.
That's true. That's true. They can decide. I mean, this place is a masquerade breach, so they can figure out what they want to do about it.
Yeah, and a giant fire is only going to attract more people that probably shouldn't see it.
Right. All right. Are there any other rooms we've not been in?
That's it.
What's her face? She's in the room with us now? Didn't Shadows tear one apart? Or
Shadows did tear one apart. But if she doesn't appear to be in the room.
Okay. Yeah, I probably wouldn't have even saw that. Right. Yeah, I think we have enough evidence to say yes. I'm confident that he was here. If they want to know more, hopefully we will be able to answer their questions.
Heading out?
Yeah.
The coterie exit the room and come down the stairs and make their way out. As they enter into the hallway, they hear the creak of a door open and see one of the closets slowly burst open, and a young woman comes running out. She wears an expensive dress that is torn all over and covered in various bloodstains. She runs straight to Eveline, holding her tightly and weeping, whispering the same few words over and over in some language the coterie don't recognize.
I cast comprehend languages.
I'll hold her to me protectively.
Why
What do we do with
can't I
that?
read various naughty things in between your bosoms?
Do I have to be the one to say it?
Scissors too.
I'm sure I'm thinking the same thing, but go ahead. You could say it.
She's gotta die. She's seen too much.
I mean, we could take her to the whoever we're reporting to, and they could maybe they understand this language. Can question her, and then they can kill her.
I worry about that though.
No,
Why?
I believe that she's not a problem until she gets out to the general public.
Wait. Evelyn, can you see? Does she have fangs?
Pull her face up to mine very gently, and if she allows me, pull back her lip.
No fangs.
That's a bummer.
No, it doesn't appear so. And then I kind of pet her head again.
Thurston,
And
do
sing
your
her a
thing
calming
just to
song.
make sure she's got any sort of the blood in her.
Of course. Scroll down.
He can only see a beast. I can see if they're even a ghoul.
Yeah, it's true.
Oh, I thought this was me. Can't. Never played some.
Still a new power for me. You're all not used to it.
That's not the right button.
I'd say that's going to be free anyway. And you sense no beast of any kind of supernatural creature within this woman.
Just a silent shake of the head to Aldrich.
I mean, else this correct, she will probably have to die. We'll have her memories altered, but let's find someone who could speak to her. Maybe all friends in the carriage.
I think if we bring her to the Camarilla, they can get anything worthwhile out of her before she is silenced.
Oh, that sounds good to me.
Just really hate to know that she may have suffered through all this and still has to die.
It's true.
I'll just hug her protectively this whole time.
I can offer to change her memories around. So they are interested. It's not really up to us, unfortunately. But I agree, it is a bit of a shame.
Taking the new woman out to the carriage with you then? Okay. And hopping in, I assume?
No, I'll gradually step into the carriage, not in the mood to hop.
I will be holding her the entire time, like guiding her by the hand, keeping a close eye on her.
I'll give Thurston a good scratch behind the ears. You did really good in there.
We should probably have somebody go in and let somebody know that we're bringing her in instead of just taking her into anywhere.
Oh, absolutely.
Well, don't forget you've still got the Somber in the carriage with you, who is
yeah, we'll ask her what to.
Don't say absolutely, like you do everything perfect.
Well, I was already thinking of it.
So, I see you found a witness?
A witness, perhaps. Right, I don't know what she's saying, though. Do you?
Let me listen. And she'll move in closely and hear the whispering.
You, speak! Right, there you go.
This is Romanian. It's the same
I still
thing
don't let her go.
over and over.
Ow.
Unfortunately, it's not something I recognize. But if you leave her with me, I can have her questioned for more information.
Exactly what we were thinking.
Excellent.
I'm happy to escort her. Keep an eye on her for you.
I believe it would be best if I took her by myself. But thank you. What did you discover inside?
Anna.
He likes head soup. You ever had head soup?
No.
Neither have I.
There were decapitated bodies. There were dismemberment. There was a crucifix we found. Zamichi, indeed. One of the rooms was partially covered in flesh. He got bit by the wall. And then there were 3 feral vampires that were left in there with a pile of bodies that we had to defend ourselves against.
Interesting. This seems fairly standard for him.
Oh, alright, that's good.
This is one of his more waking moments, we'll say. Not particularly morbid, at least by his standards.
I see he's a fan of impaling.
In his own country, he is known as the Impaler.
Ah,
Thurston, you're on to something there. I thought you were just rambling on like a fool. I thought there was no connection. But
I
you.
mean, sometimes that is exactly what it is, but then I get lucky and it sticks.
So we have confirmed that he has been here. What
Oh, I
sort
can
of
safely say so.
And as you can see, he is nothing but a walking masquerade breach.
Agreed.
And this is why it needs to be dealt with utmost urgency. I shall speak with the survivor, extract whatever information I can, and then deal with her accordingly.
Just for our own curiosity, would you mind keeping us updated on the situation?
I will return to you. We must continue our investigations and pursuit of this Dracula.
Perfect. Quite curious to learn more about him.
What will happen to her when you're done?
It depends. She may be too traumatized to be of any worth. If it comes to it, we shall just simply exterminate her.
If that can be avoided, I could have use of a ghoul.
You would need permission from the Camarilla. Whoever your shadow is who you should speak to about that. But if she is far too traumatized, she will still remain traumatized.
Keep me informed of her progress and we'll go from there.
As you wish. Drop me off at the Elysium. I thank you for your assistance. Should we all survive this, it will be a great boon to the Camarilla, and Mithras will be satisfied.
Glad to hear it. Out of curiosity, the satisfaction, does it come with anything else besides a job well done?
From Mithras, a job well done is an extreme praise.
Of course.
A badge worth bearing in this society. From the Camarilla, I cannot necessarily speak for them, but you may earn, perhaps, a small boon from the tower.
Good to know. What part do you play in all this?
Dracula is something of a personal vendetta. It is also my way of earning a place in London. You may not be aware that the Sombra are not particularly welcomed by the Camarilla. Mithras, however, is far more open-minded, and there has been a spot open for the Sombra in the city for a small amount of time.
Good to know. I like to know why it is people do what they do, and this makes sense now.
Very well. Any other questions for... No. Then we shall say that you drop her off at Elysium, and is there anything you of the coterie wish to do?
I would like to go into.
Oh, you want to go into Elysium? Okay.
It can be a I'll be right back thing if no one else wants to.
I take it you're looking for Dirk?
Yep.
And you'll find him in one of the darker corners.
Have a quick word.
I don't know why he's got a wristwatch. A quick word. Dawn approaches.
I point to the girl. I am looking for permission to ghoul someone if they're able to take it.
You have done impeccable work so far. I see no reason to deny you. You may have a ghoul if you so wish.
You. That is all I needed. Bid you a good night.
Good night. Or morning.
When she's in
also-
there, I want to have a quick word with Alistair and Thurston.
Before I leave, I'll just go up to the Lasombra and let her know I got permission.
Alistair, I understand you want to stay in the house on occasion, right?
Not really. I just wanted something to call my own. 'Cause I can't have the mirror.
All right. I still consider you part of the household, and as such, I think the three of us should maybe have a discussion. I'm concerned with. I mean, Miss Eveline getting another pet, a ghoul. I mean, you've seen the first one she has. What are your thoughts on that? I don't like it.
I don't even know what it is.
And I can't fault her. She takes very good care of it. I've been paying attention, seeing if she cleans up after it. She takes it for walks. She's a very good pet owner. So I can't find a reason to separate her from the thing. But
So, wait. You're asking me about something that you don't find attractive?
it's not a matter of attractiveness. This isn't a personal preference. That thing's an abomination.
I mean, no offense, but your room is an abomination to me.
I do not make that. That's what the demon decided I would like.
I mean, okay, but you willingly go in there.
Got no choice.
Well, you do now. There's another open room.
So it's got a point.
All
And
right.
as far as her getting more people, are you afraid she's just going to encroach on your territory with all your minions?
No, I was hoping we can really encourage her and this ghoul and maybe separate her from the other thing.
Maybe the ghoul can be the maid.
Maybe. Don't know how she'll get along with the rest of the blokes at the house, but maybe.
I mean,
I'm just trying.
mail keeps showing up unannounced. At least she could stay awake and tell us who the hell delivered it.
That's
But
true.
she doesn't speak the same language.
Also true.
Yeah. Maybe we could ask Endymion to gift us somebody. I look at Aldrich. Just go kill somebody he once killed and tell him you want to know how to speak Romanian.
Yes.
What? I can't. I were to get a boon from Endymion, and I'm not sure Romanian is exactly what I'd be asking for. But
Oh well, we'll just tell Eveline she can do that then.
all right, that's a good idea. All right,
He's gonna make her do something horrible. I don't know. I don't have any reason to be not against it.
the ghoul I'm fine with. I was just hoping you to help me in really encouraging her to focus on this ghoul and get rid of that other thing.
Oh, if that's the goal, then of course, yes, I'm all for this.
Right, okay.
I'm kind of waiting for somebody or something to put that dog of hers out of its misery, because as good of a job as she does taking care of it, it does like to say "kill me" a lot.
You
Do
exaggerate.
I? You're the one that made.
I mean, you come up with the excuse, I can agree with it. If there's anything I'm good at, it's yesing.
That's true. All right, well, you know my intentions now. So everyone be cool. I think she's coming back now.
I sit there like shifty eyed, like real obvious something.
As I get into the carriage, I go, I heard him. What are you all talking about?
You were discussing. How did it go in there? Did you get permission for a ghoul? Oh, that's very. Oh, we're very excited for you. We were just talking about how a lady of your stature should have a lady in waiting, whatever you call them.
Clay.
Right, perfect, and that's a big responsibility. I'm sure it'll take up a lot of your time and attention, and I think
Who are
it's a
you
good
goaling?
use.
The girl we just found.
How are you gonna talk to her?
We'll figure it out.
Yeah. What you heard was he said it was a good idea that I thought of, that you could just do something for Endymion and he would teach you how to speak Romanian.
Could work.
Have fun.
All right, we're just trying to help.
Also, the whole you exaggerate thing. I was talking about how ridiculous it is that Alistair puts the milk in first when he serves tea. I mean, really.
It's not proper.
The milk.
What? No, I know how to make milk. I was distracted.
You don't make milk.
You know how to make milk. I've heard a lot of disturbing things from you, Alice, so this might be the top one.
Way to make everyone's blood curdle.
Look at the time. Dawn. We should get going.
Okay, we'll just skim that off the top.
God.
What?
The quotes.
I'm leaving. Bye.
We want to end that scene so fast it's just past your eyes.
This is what you're doubling down on. Milk pun. Damn.
What's the matter, Aldrich? Are you lax jokes intolerant?
That was bad.
Yeah, let's not
bad.
make teats of ourselves.
I give that a
tiny
solid
bit of milk.
2%.
All right, don't have a cow. We'll call it here. Thank you for coming and watching. Thank you all for playing. Aldrich, who are you? Where can we find you? What do you do?
I'm Bully. You can find me here for some reason that I question more and more these days. You can also find me over at my channel, Table
One of
Goth.
us.
We're on YouTube. We play games there. We're also on Onyx Path Publishing's channel. We do Cults of the Blood Guides there. So watch that.
And of course, those YouTube tutorial videos you have are fantastic. They are straight to the point.
Thanks.
Good deal of information, and it's a hell of a lot easier to cope with than trying to read the core book sometimes.
Yeah, they taught us that one-handed melee is with dexterity.
And small fact you may not know is when you do a rouse check for your discipline, you increase your hunger after you've cast a discipline.
That,
Learn
and if
all
you
that
want to use the
and
willpower to
more.
reroll, there's a little button under your willpower that says WP.
Should make a video just saying that line. It's a nice 5-second YouTube video.
Alistair, who are you? Where can we find you? What do you do? Do you know things? Let's find out.
I'm Tina. I know nothing.
You know nothing.
Eveline, who are you? Where can we find you? What do you do? Do you do things? Let's find out.
You phrased it, do I do things, not do I know things. I am Ms. Hearts. You can find me streaming every once in a while on Twitch, or you can find me as Ms. Hearts just about anywhere else. I used to do I Want My 80s show, but that's on hiatus at the moment. And if you need any graphic design or promotional products, visit gibopromo.com.
Has the 15-inch dildo that we ordered for you arrived yet?
No, it's out of stock.
And
Just say that on
scalpers.
Twitch.
Thurston, who are you? Where can we find you?
I'm Thurston.
Where do you
can
find
me
things? Let's find out.
You can find me everywhere at Thurston. No, I'm all over the place. Check it out. I'm fun sometimes. I don't know. I'm bad at promoting myself. Go to the next person.
There is no next person this week. That's it.
Damn it.
Nitro is awkward.
That's true. We'll go raid on Martha Games. I believe it is their finale for London's Bleeding. I'm not entirely sure, but I think it is. But of course, we cannot go until Aldrich says a line.
I don't want to milk this moment, so I'm just going to say have a good night.